Crystal Edge Technology Screens. I am the maker of the Supreme Ambient Light Rejection 12 screen paints. This is part of our new exotic screen paints. The exotic screen paints are really interesting. So I am also too the maker of the Supreme exotic ambient light rejection screen paints using 15, and also to the maker of the advanced ambient light rejection 17 technology, which actually does front and rear technology. So the exotics are pretty much soon going to be a group of screen paints that have some really strange colors to them, but they have the ability to produce some amazing colors, contrast, white levels. These are things that we can change in the product due to the fact that we use a technology that we developed called color coding technology. And color coding technology, we've had it for a while. We've actually had this embedded in our black screens. The black silvers have them in it, gold 12s have them in them. They have this coding technology, which allows us to be able to change how we want the projector to be able to see color, contrast, and white levels. Now, we started doing this with the blue. A lot of people were looking at the blue technology and were thinking, oh, well, the reason why it does that because the screen is blue. No, it does that because the screen has code in it that allows it to be able to see that color. And so far, we have done plum brown. We've done a caramel 4K. We've got caramel 4K, which I don't think that's ever going to come out. We've also done green, and this right here is actually an advanced version of the green screen paint. It's actually a little different. You'll see it when we paint it on the screen way over there. But this is what we can do with this exotic. We call it the exotics because the exotics, we could change the color of the platform, the surface, and the screen will still remain producing the beautiful colors that we choose to allow it to do. I'll show you a little example. There you go. This was actually painted with the green technology, which you're seeing right there on the table. And I'll lay it over so you can see the odd color of green. Actually, it's Eagles green. This is going to be big in Philadelphia. Very, very big. I know hardcore fans, and they would love to have this in their sports bar and over in their rooms, their gaming rooms and stuff like that. Now, as for anyone asking me, okay, so if you did an Eagles green screen, is there any way possible you can do any other colors? I don't know about that one right there, to tell you the truth. Like I said, the color code only works with certain colors. So I don't know. And like I said, I always give this credit to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, because without him, I would not have the ability to be able to do this. So no, I'm not taking this credit as I'm the only one that is doing this. My Lord God, I got this morning. My Lord said, I have something for you. And lo and behold, this is what we have here. All right, so I'm going to go over here and begin the process of painting my screen in on a much larger screen over here. Let me see if I can figure out where I put my stand at. Man, that's going to be $1 million question right there. There's remote controls over there, so that's good. At least I know where that's at. I got to get trash out too. I think my stand is upstairs in the Japanese tea room. I'm pretty sure it's up there. So I'm going to have, oh, here it is right there. So I'm going to have this launched pretty soon, probably around this coming week. We're going to start working on more colors for the exotics. The dark hazel is going to be changed. The name's going to be changed to that one. So that one's going to have exotic in the name because it is an exotic screen. It's brown. Considered to be exotic. You don't see any, or hazel. It's kind of a hazel. You don't see any screens like that on the market. So that's why it's getting that name. And I am going to bring out the purple. That brown plum purple is definitely coming out. All right, so let me come over here, get ready to get set up because I got to dry the screen. All right, so got to add a few things in here real quick. I'm getting some real interesting email from overseas. Please understand, we cannot ship this stuff overseas. Now, we can ship it if you have somebody within the United States. Somebody is within the United States. You can send it over to them. We can ship it to them with no problem. They can ship it to you. I'm getting a lot of orders from overseas. Just want to explain to you, please understand this. Because of restrictions, sometimes we get lucky, sometimes we don't. When we don't get lucky, that's money that comes out of my account, which means if it happens too many times, we will ban you. Now, what happens is they will remove money from my account, not a lot, but some, basically to, I guess, for the currency transfer or whatever it may be. So this is why we have it in red writing on every shopping cart, on the front of the page. You can't miss it with the 10-foot pole. You just couldn't miss it. It's right there. All right, so I had somebody come in. We told them the first time. They placed the order again. They're banned. They can never buy from us ever again. I don't play around when it comes to that stuff. All right, so let's begin. Now, keep in mind, this is the original green, which I have here, which was coated. Now we're going to be converting this over to the new green, which is like an Eagles green. Let me show you the color of it. Here is the color. The other one was army green. This is more of a Eagles green. And like I said, this is going to go like crazy over here in Philadelphia. It's going to sell like madness. Now, as for doing other teams, like I said, I don't know about that because the code does not work right with every color. And it's whatever God allows me to be able to have that day. So if my Lord says, hey, this is the color we're doing today, this is the color we're doing today. So I have to go with what he tells me, what we're going to do. Not by my decision, it's by his decision. Got a couple paint particles in there from the can. No, I know what this is from. And if you get some particles in there like this, like I have right now, just take them, wipe them out. I got to be careful because yesterday I marked up my bed sheet, had paint on me, and I didn't realize I got in bed. I got to stop doing that little dumb thing. And I had to go right back on Amazon, ouch, and I had to go order the same bed sheet all over again because somebody forgot to take off their paint gear for dropping in the bed, which was me. I like this one better. The army green is nice. Don't get me wrong, I like the army green, but this one actually shows its color as exotic. Shows that color as exotic. This really gives it an exotic, gives it the color exotic. It does. I like this. Now, I'm thinking about the blue. We may be removing the blue as a 17 and making the blue an exotic. And in its place, we're just going to have 3 of them in the 17s. We're going to have the platinum. We're going to have the dark, what's it called? The dark slate. We're going to have the ultra bright, and we're just going to have the black. We're going to bring the blue down and make the blue an exotic because it is an exotic screen. I know you're probably looking at this like, what the freak? This is crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, it is. That's not really crazy. If my Lord and Savior gives me the day. The Lord says, we're going to paint the screen this color, we paint the screen this color. The one that gives me the idea and the ingredients to do it. I can't wait to start working on my unicorn screen paint. It's going to be beautiful. I can't wait. It's going to be a beautiful screen. My unicorn screen paint. I need to get me a sponge so I can get those corners a little better. This is what I've got. Next time I'm going to put this in a clean container, which I did not do. I just grabbed one of my containers and started mixing it. When it comes to me, this time I usually write these down. You won't have this in your paint. This is from me grabbing a container that wasn't clean when I was working. But usually, I'll be back, hold on. Usually when I get up in the morning, the Lord gives me this, and then I write it down. But now it's gotten to the point where it's in my head. And I don't have to write it down anymore. It's just there. You know, it's just there. People say, where do you get the ideas from? I love them people say, where do you get the ideas from? And I tell them it's from God. Some people are ashamed to say that. Some people are embarrassed to say that, hey, look, I got this idea from God. They're ashamed to say it. Isn't that sad? They're ashamed to say it because they're afraid that people are going to laugh at them or ridicule them or prosecute them. I don't care. My Lord and Savior comes first. If you don't buy it because of him, he will bring me 10,000 more that will. You have to have faith in him. So it doesn't make a difference. And now the devil will come in and say, oh, don't say that. Don't say his name. Don't say his name. Because people will think that you're crazy. People will not buy from you because you mention his name. That's what the devil will tell you. No, don't listen to the devil. I don't got time for him. They don't want to give God the glory. They want to give themselves the glory. That's where you mess up. That's where you make your mistake. Give God the glory. God will continue to bless your hand. Every time you give him the glory, he will continue to bless your hand. This is why I give him the glory. Get that middle part right there. I give him the glory. People don't want to do that because they're all terrified what people are going to think. Who cares what people think? Go to a restaurant. I used to wait to go into a restaurant. I used to go up to a restaurant next time and I make it again. I'm going to make me another batch in a gallon. Make it in a clean container this time. When I used to go into a restaurant and I would be on a date and the waiter would bring over my food, I'd pray over it. And my date, if she turned her head and looked away in shame, then I would get her from the table and leave. Because I knew right there and then, this was not a woman who served the Lord or was ashamed of the Lord. And if she was ashamed of the Lord, that means it wouldn't work out because we wouldn't see things eye to eye because we would be unequally yoked. And that would save me the time and trouble going through a nightmare relationship. A woman who honors God is a good woman. There's all kinds of things you can learn from God. People say, oh, God doesn't have any knowledge. Well, let's see. You can make a tree grow from the ground, can you? Oh, no, you can grow a tree, but you can't make a tree. Ooh, I like this color. I love this color because it's beautiful. This is a beautiful color. Didn't take the time to take the screen out. I just really like this color. Oh, it's beautiful. I like this. And before you start saying that, oh, that's not going to work. Here it is right there. Already dried and done. Where is, oh, please tell me that I put it up. It's one of the things, my pet peeves, I have a habit of losing is remote controls. And I had it there on the sofa, so I said, look, I'll put it on the sofa. That way, when I'm moving about the house, I won't lose it. And what did I do? I lost it. Let me see if this is a remote control port. Nope, kitchen remote control. Story of my life, people. Put it over there so we lose it. In plain view. Oh, here it is on top of the fish tank. Whew. I do not need anything in my house all black. That's a bad idea for me. Don't need everything black in my house. That's a bad idea. There is the, better if I put it this way. There's the green screen. Much greener than the other one. The other one is beautiful. That army green is beautiful. It's a beautiful screen. But the Lord was like, we're going to go greener. We're going to go greener. So I said, let's go greener. Go greener, my Lord. Sure. Sorry about that. Making sure on my end we're covered. That's all. Woo! Green coming through. this chair out of the way. It's here. Oh man. All right, I'm not worried about it. It's not gonna hit my wall anyway. Got some paint on the back of the screen. Don't know how I did that one. As long as I don't smack my wall good. All right. Woo. Got a screen set up. That nice green. Ooh, it's Eagles green. It's definitely Eagles green. Yes, it is. Oh, we're gonna have a lot of orders down here in Philadelphia. A lot of orders. I know diehard. I'm a diehard Eagles fan. I bleed green. I'm definitely getting one of these. I'm setting me up now. Screen. It's gonna be green out of an Eagles logo frame. Oh yeah. I got one on hook up real nice. The green neon lights in the back of it. Oh yeah, win or lose. This screen is gonna be the bomb. Yes, sirree. Let's bring this up so we can all get a looky at what this is going to look like on the screen. The Eagles green screen. Yes, I might be sending this over to the Eagles organization. See how amazing my Lord is? Let's expand the picture out. All right, so now we got to do a little adjusting. This is what I like about having the which one. Now, as for any other colors, because I know I'm gonna get those requests, like, can you do this football team? Can you do that football team? It all depends on what God allows me to be able to do. So, damn, not up to me. I don't make this stuff. God makes it. I'm just blessed to be able to, knowledge to be able to do. Sorry if some of y'all don't believe in that. I'll tell you, the biggest mistakes I made in my life is not serving the Lord sooner. And I was like that. I'm not serving God. What? Let somebody control my life? Can't even control our own lives. Look at this. It's beautiful. And some people leave because it's angry. They're hoping one day I'll come on here and I'll do a screen and it won't turn out that well. And I'll fail in front of the camera. That's not going to happen. And I'll tell you why. Because I put my faith in God, and God is not a failure. Screen's wet. It's dried out. I had somebody send me an email today. I think it was somebody from the industry. Was talking about, I don't know, about people. Some people in the company don't like me. Big deal. Don't care. I'm sorry, but I don't. I'm not in here to basically follow your rules and regulations, or basically say this is how projection screens are supposed to be done with ambient light controlled environment, to follow the traditional rules. I'm not in here for that. We're here to break rules and ruffle feathers. The bottom line is to change the industry, not to come in here and say, oh, no. We're going to be like everybody else, get a high-powered projector, sit here in a halfway ambient lit environment, and tell you that this is how the protocol and how screens are supposed to react. No, we're not doing that because your screen can't do it. You want me to follow on that line? That's not going to happen. Buy me out is not going to work at all, period. The difference between money and passion. When you have a passion for something, it can't be bought. And I mean a real, true, 100% passion cannot be bought. So all that traditional, follow the guidelines, yeah, whatever, bye. I ain't got time for it. I get those emails. People from the industry will contact me. Tell me the tradition on how we do things. The tradition. It's a business. The tradition. That you got to tell people that it's an ambient light controlled environment. I had somebody I had a contract with told me that one time. No, you got to appeal to the people. You got to give them an understanding. Of the people you do business with, or the people I do business with. Which one is it? You got to tell them this and tell them that, because it's the only way they can accept it. They will accept it because they're looking at it live. watching a green screen produce beautiful images. But we're not done yet. We're going to still play around with the game. Let me go get my remote control. Oh, yes, I put it in a place I can actually find it. My remote control can have beacons on it, flashing lights and strobe lights, and I'd still manage to lose it. Man, I grabbed the wrong one. Never mind, I'll be back. I found it. All right, let's go over here first. And you know I got to do some Eagles games on here, definitely. Recessant. I remember my own names. Weird names for myself, but that's all the Lord gives me. The greens on here are insane. Like it's just, man, you know, it's green. But like I said, again, it's not the surface. Gotta stop saying that. It's the coating in within the surface. So for those of you who have not believed in color coding technology by now, that ain't too much I can really tell you now. Because you're watching a green screen, pull off colors. This will probably be out somewhere around next week. We'll have it out. It's a shame I couldn't get it around football season. No, I can't say it's a shame. Because I can't say that. That's wrong to say. Sorry, Lord. Because if I said that, that's like me rushing God saying, oh, it's a shame you couldn't have given this to me sooner. That's kind of like what I just did. It's his time. When he gives it to me, it'll be his time. And meanwhile, I still have the unicorn paint floating around in my head. I'm making that. Yeah, I'm definitely making a unicorn paint. Got to put something crazy in there. Got a few spots right there on the screen that need to be dried, and that's basically about it. Same thing as the work with projectors of 1,000 lumens and all that other good stuff. The same thing the other screen did, the green screen did, it's the same thing. It's just we changed the color. I wanted the color to be much more brighter than the other green. And yes, the color of the screen does change some altercation to the chemical. Like I said, the code that we drop in does allow the projector to read the color. But also too, like I said, it doesn't react right with every color. So I'm not going to have people asking me to customize colored screens for them. It doesn't work that way. And it's only, and if it is a possibility, it's just I haven't been given that information yet. I don't push that. I never push that. I don't go downstairs and just make it. I don't push it. I wait until my time is given, and when he gives me the understanding, then I go do it. All right, let's get some more crazier colors in there. We already did blue, so we already know blue's going to run on this thing with no problem. Or all of them are going to run. So we're going to do the purple in the selection. I want to put the purple in there, or plum brown. That's going to be one of them. The green is definitely going to be in there. The blue is going to be removed from the 17. It's going to be removed. It's going to be brought down to a 15. I want it part of this collection. To replace the blue, I think I'm going to bring out the ultra bright. That ultra bright technology, we have it downstairs already, just haven't launched it yet. We're going to definitely bring that out. So that replace that. We'll bring the blue down and turn it to a 15. So blue's going out of stock today. I'm moving that off the shopping carts right now. All right, so let me see if I can. Yeah, I do something a little weird here. Looking at this like something looks really weird there. There we go. I like the way that looks. There you go. Let's go over and keep going. It's going to screw through this really, really fast. Nope. Now we can't call it Eagles because I'll get sued. They'll sue the living daylights out of me. I can't do that. But I can send it over to Eagles organization because I live in Philadelphia. They can dub it. All right, let's get something else. Oh, definitely not to do this one. See where the screen I just painted it right there. It's so wet. Yes, I'm going to be playing around with this screen all day today. Pretty much, I think I'm just going to run. I don't really have to run any of the tests. It's just different color. That's all. So I'm going to do the same thing. I definitely want to see what the PS4 would look like off of it, especially with the PS4 having a blue background. And Xbox Series owners to have a green screen, this is going to actually boost your ego. Pretty much just going to drive something. Let's get this out of here, the fan, because I don't want to hear this the whole time. Put that over there. Now it's going to dry anyway. You can see it can pick up blues with no problem. It picks up all the colors, the reds, the blues, and the whites come out insanely bright. Now, the exotic collections don't require any form of primer. This is just a roll-on product. You just roll it on and you're done. It's a little thick. So if you're going to spray it, I mean, you really don't have to. There's no way in the way you can actually streak the screen. You've seen the way I just painted this screen. It's virtually impossible to streak the screen. Other than that, fully weatherproof. We did all the tests, the ultra short throw and all that stuff like that, distance throw. It's the same thing as the other green. It's just that the green was actually the level was bright enough to make it like a more of exotic kind of color. That army green was. It was nice, but it wasn't giving it that kind of exotic pop. That's what I wanted. I wanted more of an exotic pop to the color. Bring this up a little bit. Help on that. There we go. Over. on, so I'm going to over a little bit. The reds look really, really good. Man, God's amazing. Can give you some of the most amazing ideas. So yesterday when I had naysayers in my room carrying on and acting up, talking about, oh yeah, we're gonna this, that, and the other, God don't like that. God will come up here the next day and go, boom, this is what I just gave my servant today. Not only will I give him the ability to make the screen, but I'll give him the ability to be able to change the color of the screen at will. You don't like that. So when you come in here carrying on, all God does is bless my hand. He advances my skills. You don't walk on God's people. I just can't wait to get ready on the unicorn paint. Yeah! That's going to be amazing. You know what I call the unicorn? I'm going to give it a name. And it's going to be the most crazy screens I've ever developed. Not only that, it's going to blow out a lot of the top screens with no problem whatsoever. You can imagine you basically having the most high performance race car on the circuit, and you get blown out by a paint car with multiple colors and tassels and doilies, and that car not only blows you up, but it completely destroys your record where it doesn't even exist. Which is more worse, the power of the car or the color of the car? Okay, let's go run through this real quick. Because I got some other stuff I want to check out real quick. So I got a way to go. I want to get the girl walking through the meadow. I like that. I like seeing those colors. Let's run through this right here too. I think what people find interesting that the screen is green. I mean, really, really green. And it's bringing up different colors. And that's what I said, I've been telling for the longest time. Color coding technology. So if you don't, the naysayers, you don't believe by now, I'm just not here to prove it to you. It's not here. Just keep in mind, when I do the demonstrations, it's not to prove to you. It's to display what the technology can do. Oh, I like the green. That's why I ordered 4 of those screens I told you about, the ones that you can put the bars inside and you can expand them out. They're like $44. Ordered 4 of those. Because this screen works out. I mean, if it stretches out the way I think it does, oh man, this would be a lifesaver, man. That means I don't have to buy any more aluminum screens for doing testing on. I did a bunch of these bad boys, pull out the rails, throw them in the bags. I can roll this thing up, put it in the corner. I can have like 10, 20 of these screens laying around just basically for demonstrations. I don't have to repaint over the same screen over and over again. These screens are like $113. Sometimes they're $140. And then the shipping on them, it depends. The fat manufacturer's going to let you get it for free. Some money. Then I got to assemble it and put it together every single time one comes through. When these screens, when they come through, all I got to do is take it out, run these bars through, put the caps on the end, and I'm done. Oh yeah, definitely a lifesaver. I definitely would need those. Like I said, we're still wet here in that corner right there. That's where I had to hit the screen. You can see we have our contrast levels. I'm going to get to, then we got to bounce over to some white levels, definitely. me put this fan on low. I'm gonna get the finish. Try. It's a tad wet there. Right there. There we go. We'll wind that back a little bit. And this technology, well, any other technology, you don't have to calibrate projectors for what? Look at the green, that green looks, the green on there, on this stuff, so good. But we'll see how the other colors react too. And this is on keep in mind, even though my projector is 43, like I said, we'll swap out to the other projector, doesn't make a difference. This stuff is going to show up. The same technology was outside. They did the demonstration at around 13 feet back on 1,000 lumens. This thing already passed all its tests. What I have to do is I have to go in and get a list of all the tests. So actually, it's only 2. Because in one demonstration, I literally knocked out all the demonstrations for this screen. And then the last one I did, which was 20 on 2 videos. So I just posted 2 links showing every test under the technology. The only difference is the color was changed to make it brighter, to give it a more exotic look to it. Because the army green is nice, but you kind of really can't call army green exotic. And it's probably interesting because the thing about it is, like I said, I'll have people try to mimic this, and they'll try to get the color just right, and then I'll turn around and I can change the color. I can make it brighter, I can make it darker, whatever I want, and it's still going to react the same way. So that's what makes it hard to try to mimic it, because I can go in and change the color code of it, or basically the color of the screen, any color I want. I can make it dark green, I can make it light green, I can make anything in between, and it's still going to react the same way. Usually the color of the surface is what affects the screen. But since we have a code in it, we don't have to worry about that. We can alter it and change it. Once we get it down packed to accept that, we can change it any way we want, and it will still accept the code. That's what makes it hard to mimic. Because when you think you got it down packed one way, we can change it to something else. Where on probably how you're making it, you don't have that ability to actually design that code. Since you don't have that ability, yours remains on the surface. Which means if you paint that screen green, everything's going to come up green. If you try to add something to it to alter it, it's not going to come up the same way as we have it. If that makes any sense to you. And we're dry. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That drive me a little crazy. Sorry about that, people. Let's go back a little bit. And I walked in front of the camera there. The exotics produce some of the most brilliant colors. They do. They produce amazing, brilliant colors. And that's what they're going to be known for. Their technology of being able to produce those real vivid, brilliant colors. Which means I got to do some gaming on screen today. Yeah. Yes. Oh yeah, I downloaded something new for Borderlands too. That new whatchamacallit. I'm late, I know. But I've got to see what the colors are gonna look like this. I should design me a PlayStation blue screen. I mean, we got blue. Blue, I can make blue a little, I can change the color of blue just to make it a little bit darker to match the color of a PlayStation. And I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna pray on that and see if the Lord gives me. and we're going to make a blue. We're going to bring blue down. We already have the code for blue. We just need to change the color of it just a little bit to bring it down to a PS4 or PS5. What doesn't make a difference? It's still PlayStation. All right, let's pop out of here. Let's get something out. You want to see something? Let's grab this right here. Then we go back and hit the white levels off of it. Hey. Now, for some people are probably thinking, did this make 20 minutes to make? No. Probably took less than that because, like I said, we already had the formula base for it already. This is the other green screen, the army green. All we had to do was just change it and just make it brighter, that's all. So that's what I said. People are trying to mimic these things, right? The problem they're going to have here is the fact that we can alter the color any way we want. We can make it darker, make it lighter, anything we want, we can alter it. The code would still remain the same. Where if they try it, they're going to add something in it to change it, and that's going to alter the color or maybe how the picture's going to react to the projector because you don't have a coding the screen like we do. So you rely on the surface. Ours goes below, actually, let's just say beyond the surface, as I've been saying. You'll see what happens when you do it. You know, when I make this stuff, I actually make when I make the first version, I make ours. Then I make the version as if somebody was trying to figure out how it was made. And I mix all those together to see how it would react and how they would change to come up with the same color, and I do it side by side to see how it would react. I do all that. I cover all my bases. So I know exactly what your turnout's going to be. I can't wait till next when football season comes back up. I'm gonna design me an Eagle screen. It is gonna be gorgeous. I'm gonna have the LED lights on the back of it in green, and the beautiful thing about it, my screen is green now. So I think I'm gonna build this one because I want to do a custom frame. All right, let's go get them white levels. Let me see. There you go. There's the white levels on a green screen. Let's go fly a kite. All right, let's come out of here. And let's bring out, like I said, I'm not surprised that I get a few people in my channel who basically are coming here trying to figure out how I'm doing this, or to get an idea how it's done. Just to let you know, it's not as easy as you think it is. And I wouldn't really know how hard it is, to tell you the truth, because, like I said, all my ideas come from God. It's not exactly a struggle when He blesses you. Let me see, let's go with the J and K. Definitely want to do a couple ones on here. So we're going to do this one right here. Sure, my camera's been a little crooked lately. So, documenting the green projection screen with a more higher, advanced, vivid color to give it that exotic look. And now it's producing amazing colors. Well, the other one's producing amazing color, but I put more of an exotic green to it. This is amazing. at that. With the color of that green. Yes, happy with that. Watch it. Yeah, I'm gonna do the plum brown. Look at the plum brown. Don't we got a whole container of plum brown? Okay, we got a whole container of plum brown for testing. I'm messing around with that today. Well, no, I'm messing around tomorrow. Today I'm just gonna mess with the green today. I overwhelm myself today. And then we got the unicorn. Finish off. Now I have to find an interesting container for these things. I just might just give me the same container as a black container, but make these transparent so you can see the different colors. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, that's my last one. Just want to see those white levels pop. Told you my plans for this technology. When I get that showroom display, all my screens are going to be these exotic, strange colors. When people walk in there, they're not going to be expecting to see screens of multiple colors. And watching them fire up one by one, it's going to cause a lot of publicity. Who knows? Big companies might start investing their technology into different color screens. Let's see what else we have here. Let's go over to getting those white levels. There we go. You can see the different shades of white. Not one trace of green. God is good. God is good. Whether you believe it or not. He's good. No, I did the blue screen. I had somebody, people come mock, I call it the Smurf screen. That's fun, interesting and funny. And now I have the only color screens now in the world. Trust me. I have a team that does research for me. And they can track down just about anything. And I mean anything. There's a lot of things about Mr. Bird you don't know about. Mr. Bird pays money for research teams, people to track things down for me. And I do like to track down technology to see exactly if anyone's thinking about it or trying to design it. I found out something the other day which was pretty interesting about Chrissy projectors. So it is a projector I'm looking at. I think it's called the IS something. Good. I'm not going to say anything about this projector. This thing is literally the size of half a love seat. I didn't think it made a projector. Women have made projectors big, but not for home use. This thing is gigantic. Oh, it's beautiful. I'm going to be doing some more research on that. Yeah, I got me a research team. I have a few friends of mine that basically good friends of mine way back, and these guys were like, whew. Actually, one is another female. You might see her from time to time. She might pop up on camera this summer. She used to work for Microsoft. Computer encryption. That was her specialty. I had a few people like that in my back pocket. I pay them to find things for me. If there's something interesting I'm looking for, I can't get my hands on it, like some kind of plastic or material or coating that I can't find, they can find it for me. Every company's got a research team to find stuff for them. Oh, how can something so cute be so vicious? I think that's why people like the Siberian Huskies, because it's the closest thing you can get to a wolf without getting mauled to death. You can tell God's intention when he made these animals weren't basically to destroy man. You know, the reason why animals are so vicious, well, that's a long biblical story. You have to read the Bible on that one, on how animals and all that stuff became death and destruction, plagued the earth. Because they were made to be vicious, man. They would have jacked up horns and huge fangs, and they would look like something like, oof, out of a Skyrim video game. All right, let's get past this. But they're playful, beautiful creatures. Just the thing about it is they just have a different way of thinking. But animals weren't always that way. All right, let's pop through here. That's what I find amazing about the creatures when I look at them. Man, I'm in all kinds of discussion. Well, I've always been in all kinds of discussion boards. I love freaking discussion boards. I'm actually in a few discussion boards about basically about the moon landing, a few of them about evolution, which I do not believe in evolution at all. Or the Big Bang Theory. Don't believe in that either. Sorry if that ruffles your feathers, but I don't. I'm a Christian. Don't believe in that. I don't believe in things exploding, therefore they are. I mean, I want a TV and I hear a loud explosion go off in my living room, therefore there's a TV in there. No. In order for things to be designed, and we're all the same way, we're all built that way, you have to think it and you have to create it. It means it has to be built, it has to be designed. That's where God comes in. But I'm not going, this is not for that. This is for my discussion boards. When I get back on Facebook again, I go into my discussion boards. There's no arguing or screaming at people cursing at each other. It's just people sharing their views and point of views, and that's based about it. That's what I like about it. Some of them just go a little too far. All about people discussing. Everybody has their own point of views and how they see things. That's what I like to do. Doesn't mean I don't like them because they believe in one thing. I have friends of mine that are atheists. They're still my friends at the end of the day. It's just that, that's what they believe in. And I do try to talk to them a little bit about it, but if it sticks, it sticks, it doesn't. At the end of the day, I'm still going to have a cheeseburger with them. Oh, my colors are coming up beautiful. Yes. I'm loving it. All right, so let me come out of here. I'm going over, and keep in mind in my videos, I talk about everything in between. People expect me to come on here and they want to see all technical and all that stuff. No. My videos are basically, I come in here and relax. I like to talk about this and talk about that. Pretty much once I've seen the screen pass what I need to see on my end, I know it'll pass every test under the sun. Besides, this stuff already passed already. We just changed the color of it, made it brighter because I want it to be more of an exotic look to it. That's why I changed the color of it. The army green wasn't giving me that exotic feel. I mean, I love it, but it's not giving me that exotic feel. The military green is going to be used for something else, but that's hush hush. But this exotic green, I like this. I want colors that pop out. And that's what I want to go for. All right. There we go. There's some white levels on my green screen. All right, let's see what else we got. Been doing this. All right, gotta get this black. Of course, Stephanie. Yeah. Oh, I can't wait for Facebook to see this. They love this stuff. I mean, they actually love this stuff, man. Guys, that's when I was cutting a talk today. Actually, this is where I got from the art community popped on there, and they were asking about these colored screens. I got lights in the back. My lights, literally, that bright. I tell people how bright my lights are that sit against that screen, how bright they are. You see all the light that's pushing in here? That's coming from those lights right there. Not that one, those. That's how bright those lights are. And my screen fires up in that environment with that light hitting that screen and all those windows. That's how bright that light is. Ah, missed the light switch. That's how much the light pushes off in that lounge. For those of you that are dying to see it with the lights off somewhat, let me check my lights out in the kitchen. So we're going to be changing the dark hazel, still going to be dark hazel, but separation is going to be supreme, exotic, dark hazel, ambient light rejection 15. That exotic is going to be added in there. Because we're going to make it part of the exotic collection. The blue is going to be pulled from the 17 lineup. It's going to be changed over and replaced with the ultra bright. I'm going to unlock that and bring that out. It's going to be converted to a 15. It will be a roll-on. It'll be, we'll change that, and we're going to darken the color to make it somewhere around like a kind of a PS. That's a PS4 or 5 to make a difference. I guess it's the same thing. This is a PS kind of color. Right, so we come out of here. Let's get another one. Let's see what I do. Let's change this out. I want to do something different. Let's go with the 12. And let's go with, let's see, I'm going to do this one first. Look how bright the white levels are. White levels look amazing on that screen. This has colors perfectly. Yeah, I'm going to build me an Eagle screen. Design the frame, Eagles logo all over it. Set it up real nice. Do a demonstration of an Eagles game or Eagles playbacks. And send it right to the Eagles organization right here in Philadelphia, since I live here anyway. Make the screen green, make my frame like a bone white. Put the Eagles designs all in it. Get that nice green neon in the back of it. Okay. All right, let me get rid of this. And if you're wondering what the name stands for, it stands for green. It's more of a fancier word of saying green. For a second. So, okay. So if you look it up, viridescent means green. That's what it stands for, greenish, green. Viridescent. And I took my other remote control upstairs with me. Heck, damn it. What's up doing that? Ain't that? That's there. Turn it upstairs with me. Viridescent. Let's change it over something here. Viridescent. Let me go make my list of what I gotta order today. We got the dark hazel, we got the viridescent, dark hazel, exotic dark hazel, exotic viridescent. We have the unicorn. We have the, let me see, I want to do the purple. Got to come up with a name for purple. Something different. That's with royal something royal color. And then we'll do another crazy mix in there somewhere. Some crazy formula. Add that to the exotic. Wow, look at that color. That comes up beautiful. But the Eagles, this color right here, this is Eagles green. This stuff is going to sell like crazy. I already know from the door. I'm in Philly too. Well, actually, somewhere up in Philly. This is going to be, I know hardcore Eagle fans that are going to be buying this stuff by the gallons. This might be our highest seller right here. Later on the day, I'm going to come in and bring the PS4 downstairs. I'm going to do a little gaming off of it. Then we'll start working on the process of basically altering and changing the 17 to something different. It's going to be blue, it's just going to be a little darker. I'm telling you, color code technology. No more of that worrying about, oh, if we get the, oh no, I had to worry about the gray and whatever, the screen paints will be, nah, no. This color code allows us to be able to do things that just changes everything. Using traditional screens, you have to basically calibrate to get your colors to be correct. We can actually control our colors, white levels, all that from this code. I say your projector's working perfectly fine. It's the screens that are outdated. It can't pick up the color correctly. That's why you gotta go through calibrating. People gotta buy the expensive 4K and the expensive projectors to try to get them back something that the screen is lacking. Technology and the screens are old. They're outdated. And I got a projector here from 2012. My projector discontinued in 2012. It's an old projector from 2012. Only thing I had to pay was 230 bucks for it. That's it. And I can produce an image that looks that beautiful. And the screen is green at that. That tells you right there that these projection screens, they're blind. They can't read color. You know, customers are contacting me up and say, hey, I got a projector that's 3 times, 4 times, 20 times more expensive than the projector you're using. My screen doesn't even look like that. Ain't nothing wrong with your projector. Your screen is blind. You can't see color. Man, I tell you, if bears were domestic animals and they didn't kill you, how many people you think would have them in their homes or basically just walk up and just hug one like, come here, look at you, you're so furry. And I like these particular nature videos because it is true that when you're watching a lot of the OLED demonstrations and stuff like that, the colors are designed to be saturated to give you bright, beautiful colors. And I just like these natural nature scenes where you can actually see the color pop, even though it's not using oversaturation of colors to get the screen to push it, to get the colors to pop better. Look at that, having something be so adorable and yet kill you. Well, like I said, pretty soon I got plans to be offline. I'm still gonna have my website and stuff, but majority of my advertising is gonna be done someplace else. And I love YouTube, I really do, but I have to basically branch outside of YouTube. And some videos will probably pop up of some of the things that we're doing offline, but this technology has to be taken offline. I would get 10 times more exposure with the technology offline than online. Now we might do some reaction recordings where I'll do demonstrations where we have these set up with people's consent for them to be okay for them to record their reaction. Yeah. When I start advertising these on our displays for outside and inside. And these will be COVID controlled environments. But I think it's time, and the Lord's telling me it's time to take my technology to another level, which means we're going to be branching outside, offline. So being online, we're going to branch out in a different direction. So that's why I'm making plans to buy several huge properties where I can actually have my screens on display. People just come and watch, look at the screens, they see what they like, they can go to a kiosk where they can basically input in their information and it can be shipped to the house. Or they can basically just download the app and just go from there and make their order. Then I have a storefront that will display these big screens, the color designs. We even have a touchscreen glass so they can basically get all the information right from the glass. And then again, I might have to scratch that one too because of COVID. We're working it out. We'll figure it out on how they can get information. We just have TVs up there, whatever, or something broad. I can't have a TV because I can't show a TV in projection screen. So this is where it's good. We develop our own rear projection technology that we can spray on glass because we can advertise off the glass. And it's our own technology that we're using. So we never have to go to a company and say, hey, we need your rear. We own that already. But it's going to be on display. You know, the beautiful thing about it is everybody carries a cell phone. People are going to be recording the technology and broadcasting it everywhere. See, big plans. Because, like I said, I wouldn't find it impressive if someone is displaying a gray screen or if they're displaying a traditional colored screen. Big deal. I've seen them all over the place. But when you watch a green screen and different colored screens display colors and stuff like that, it draws attention. It's like when I put my black screens outside. I got cars that'll line up and look at that screen because an outdoor screen is supposed to be white, not black. And they're curious. I've had people drive down, get out of their cars and park, and stand outside to see if that screen was going to fire up or not. And the minute that screen comes on, I just see the jaws drop, and I see people can't come over to me because of COVID, but we'll talk back and forth across the street, and they'll ask me where can they get it from. Never seen a black projection screen before. People have never seen a green screen either. Well, the green screen for special effects, but not for movies. So when people sit there and say, oh, it's a Smurf screen, well, that's the same screen that I'm going to have in that display, that beautiful blue screen that's going to produce those beautiful reds and blues and greens and yellows. The screen that's going to draw attraction to it because no one's ever seen anything like it. I really don't have to advertise. The technology does it itself. And that's just the beginning. I can paint a store window jet black and then have an image punch right through it and show all kinds of beautiful flowers and displays and white snowstorms. That's attention right there. But like I said, it has to be done differently now because of COVID. You can't have a bunch of people crowded together staring through a window. So we'll figure it out. Gotta do things by the book. That's why I pay people to do this for me. I pay people to figure out ways to get this done. And God gives me knowledge on how to construct it, how to build it. Man, this is beautiful. You're only seeing it on camera. It's a shame you can't see it in real life. And that's the whole purpose. That's why it has to be bought offline. That's why it has to be bought on. Sorry, it has to be bought off online. Because I need people to see what I see every day. Cameras don't do it any justice. LG snowboarding demonstration. Let's get some more white logos. Let me just show you how far my projector is from my screen. I'm always at around 14, 15 feet back from the screen. Anytime you see me do a demonstration on anything I'm developing and making, my areas are always well lit. My projectors always sit back a good maybe about 13, 14 feet from the screen. Okay. downstairs. It's done for the day. I'm going to do one more testing on this. And do one testing on that unit. On that one too. All right, so our next ship update is going to be next Tuesday. Sorry about the distance on that. I'm going to see if I can get some of the postal workers in between to pick up a few of the orders, because I'm not going to get stacked up like I did the last time. In between, so a few of them said they'll come by, drop down the truck, and they'll take off the packages from there, which is good. Because the driver is going to be going away with her family for a little bit, and she's going to be coming back soon. But like I said, everybody needs a break. I can understand that one. So I'm going to be the two carriers I talked to yesterday. They have no problem. Not starting yesterday. On Friday, they have no problem with basically being able to back the truck up into the driveway. They said just go in and just post a date, and they'll take care of it from there for me. So that's good. So like I said, Tuesday will be the official launch up pickup date when she comes back, which will be on Monday, but then it'll be on Tuesday because she needs a day to rest. But in between that time, I still have the two postal workers in between that will be taking a lot of the orders, because that's going to be a stack up like no other. So I'm trying to trim that down as much as possible. And this, man, this is beautiful. I love this one, this exotic. I always say it against all of them anyway. And what we're going to do is we have to do this. So we're going to take the exotics, we're going to paint them different stripes down the screen, and then you figure out which one works best for you. On this one is sprinkler. I swear this reminds me the beat a little bit. Reminds me of Night at the Roxy. Not What Is Love, but when the guy was like, I call this one the sprinkler, and he was doing his hands. This is so perfect with this music. Look at that shot with the light. What Sam Hill's this guy doing behind my head? No one trace of green. I love that color code technology. Reading the blues, skin tone, everything perfectly. Tell you, when God gives you something, man, it comes without flaw. It is absolutely perfect. God blesses you with something. It's interesting how I'll be sitting up there thinking, and God was like, why does the screen have to be gray? Why? Why? That's why I said everything we do, God blesses us to be able to change it. Now we have the only black silver screen, or say gray screen, that can produce a contrast level, brighter colors than any other gray screen. Give you the knowledge to do things that other people, like I said, if I told you yesterday or a day before yesterday or a week from now that I have a green projection screen, you would have never believed me. Let me see. What else we have on here that we play around with?
Boys, game time means crunch time. You gotta bring the chest. Yeah, Ben. Oh, man. Got some Doritos, bro.
Some of this just was Sting today. Oops, wrong one, buddy. Where's the other one? Yep, one that quick. Ooh, dang. Walk around with it all day long. Okay, let me see. Over here.
Wawa is your energy headquarters. Power up with a deep water down the bed.
Test that color code. So we're going to test the color code. We already done this before already, so, but we need to test the color code real quick because the screen's color was altered. That's all. The same technology still works with ultra short throw, works with long throw, still produces images back at 20 feet, still can produce image outside at 13 feet on 1,000 lumens. We need to see exactly how the color code is reacting to the new change of the color of the green technology. So that's what I need to see. So first things first, we'll bounce out of here. Okay, start bringing up our colors. Okay, that's what I need to see. All right, let's start off with a white screensaver. See how the screens react. white levels are too high, automatically from the door, they're not gonna have a problem. They're gonna have a problem with the colors. They're gonna fade. Their white levels are way too high. Let's see. Let's go over to color red. And people are saying, well, your white levels are kind of low. It's a green screen. The screen's literally green. But like I said, I've told people before, the reason why I show you the white screen first is because I tell you that if the colors are producing too high of a white level, that means when it comes to other colors, they are going to fade because there's no contrast in the screen. There you go. I could call it all day. And you're looking at a green screen produce a bright red. But then again, like I said, that's the code that's embedded in the technology, which we can alter and change. So the black screens like the 17, the Luminous, they pull up such high white levels because we can go in and we can actually alter and change that code to make it produce a higher white level. That's why you're looking at a green screen produce a very bright red. Color blue. Color green, screen. I can pick up from here. Let's see. Color purple, screensaver. Let's see. Color orange, screensaver. Color yellow, screensaver. Color neon pink, screensaver. Blue and pink. I'm gonna do this one. See, and that's why I said people have to accept that we now have the ability to be able to allow a projector to read proper color, due to the fact that, like I said, the surface is green and it's reading blue and purple back and forth, where the other screens are not picking it up correctly. And this is why I said these particular screens, or any form of other screens that can't do this, are basically blind. Let's see what we got here. Solid neon red, 12 hours. That's interesting. The color gray, screensaver. That's a dark gray. They don't have contrast, so they're not going to be able to pull that one.
Hey, Bob, just come up here. On lamps. On chairs. On mattresses. On room, too. At Bob's Discount. Only at Bob's Discount Furniture.
Let's try the color sky blue screensaver. It doesn't really make a difference what color I choose. I told you the minute when I showed you that white screensaver and the colors, the white levels were coming up too high, automatically knew what the outcome was going to be. That's how we know. Anytime we test a screen, and the first thing we'll do is we'll actually show a white screen saver first. That will let us know exactly how poor the contrast levels are in the screen and how it's going to react to color. This is why you have to go through the ambient light controlled environments and calibrating your projector and all that stuff, because your screen can't properly read color. Let's see. Let's go with one of the weird colors you can think of. Maybe fuchsia is in the same color as so-and-so. So no point in pulling up green because the screen literally is freaking green. Star field demonstration. To give you an idea how far back my projector sits from my screen, at around 14 to 15 feet, and my environments are always done fully lit. Let's try something a little harder than that. Let's try. Now, the one problem I have with two flaws here. Contrast level over here is washed out here. The white levels are too high. Dark Star 9 produces a higher white level, just to let you know. Not bothered by that. The thing is, the screens can't pull contrast and they can't pull color. That's going to be your problem. If any contrast comes up on the screen, that screen's automatically going to start fading right in front of you. Can't match the blue. It's not picking up. The white level's way too high here. That's the problem you're going to start having. Sony demonstrations. Sony 4K demonstrations. Here we go. Ooh, what's this? I'll have to check that one out. I like the colors on that. Let me put it in myself. Clear. Here we go. There you go. Any screen that's a little brighter, it's going to pick up a higher skin tone. This is basic common sense. One of the problems you're going to run into is your colors are not going to come up correctly. And if your colors don't come up correctly, that means you're going to have to calibrate, and you're still not going to come close to it yet. You probably are going to get probably out of 100% of your projector, you'll probably get maybe 50, 60 out of it. That's it. It's a shame, a lot of money some people spend for their projectors. And when I look at their demonstrations or I watch their displays on Facebook, forum sites, I'm like, you're only getting like 50% of your projector. That's it. And they have all newer, high-tech, expensive models. There you go, up close. That's a $5,000 projection screen. That's a $9,000 projection screen. This projection screen right here costs you $1,400. That's what you actually get. Saying compared to our technology, and our screen's green. Not traditional gray, not dark gray, not light gray. It is green. All right, so I'm going to start working on the labels for this one, because pretty much this one has already passed all its tests. As I said before, this used to be the Army green screen. It was converted to a much more brighter, more exotic color, because if I'm going to call it an exotic screen paint, it's going to have a much more brighter color look to it. Remember, I put my remote control there. So it's going to have an interesting color to it. So that's the color that we chose. And keep in mind, for the naysayers, we can alter and change this to any color we want now. Well, actually, any shade of color we want. And we'll still accept the code with no problem. You'll never see the code. It's virtually invisible. You couldn't find it if you wanted to, and if you tried to break it down, which you would need some very expensive equipment to do it, you wouldn't be able to figure out exactly how it's done. See? No glitter. That's what you're expecting to see, right? Some glitter in it, some shine, some crystal, nothing. That's how we developed it. That's how it was made. You won't see anything, not one little crystal, nothing sparkly. Don't worry, I'm not going to touch my camera. That debunks that theory, doesn't it? I know some of them had that theory, like, no. You ever notice, if you look at my screens have a ton of light in the environment. If there was any glitter, this screen would be sparkling like now. It's jet black, it'd be sparkling. Not one thing. The code's not a crystal, if that's what you're thinking. You're so far. I'm saying, whatever you're probably thinking, you are probably about a half a universe away on trying to figure out how it's done. You're going to have to crack open some books. A lot of freaking books, a lot of research. And most of all, a lot of praying. And I mean praying as in basically being close to God, because this knowledge comes from my Lord and Savior. That's why I'll never be figured out. And when I die, it'll go with me. Interesting. If I can get the plum, now we can make a red. We do have a red. We got a plum red. If I can get the plum red and I can get the green to exist side by side, I can call that a Christmas screen. That'd be fun to watch, wouldn't it? I don't think that one might work. I don't know. One may produce, you don't know, because one may produce a better contrast, one may produce a better white level, you know, you don't know. But like I said, we drop this stuff in, we can control what we want. But like I said, it doesn't work with all colors all the time. So, you know, it doesn't work until God gives me that ingredients to say, hey, this will work and that'll work. All right, let me go grab this right here real quick. I think I got a little more of this left over. Okay, here we go. All right. All right, so now we can see, I can give you a bit of a better understanding because I like to give you as much of a better understanding as possible. So I'm going to show you something here. So this was the first one we did, which was under the Army Green, which interesting enough, I've gotten some interesting emails about this stuff. You're being used for other stuff, but I'm not going to say anything about that. So that's the Army Green right there. That's Army Green. And I liked it, but I'm thinking like, okay, that doesn't scream exotic to me. So I want something with a little bit more green to it. And then this one was made right here. So you see the difference. This one has a more of an exotic color to it than that one. See, we both have, like I said, I can always make this anytime I want, but this right here, it has to have more exotic. And this is actually Eagles green. I know I'm going to get somebody that's going to go into Home Depot or Lowe's and say, hey, look, I want an Eagles green paint, and they're going to paint it on the screen, and they're going to mess the screen up. I believe green for my green. Ouch, me bumping the crap out of my stand. All right, but yeah. So I wanted something with a little bit more of an exotic color to it. So that's why the Lord blessed me to get that idea and put that together for the other church. Let me see. So it works out great. All right, I'm gonna check a few of the things on here. Let's get this one right here. Wash my hands, put the rest of my screens downstairs. All right, we're gonna have this stuff probably, because like I said, it's already passed all its tests already. The only thing I'm waiting for right now is I just have to design a label for it, and I have to pick out the containers, because we're gonna change out the containers for them. New labels will be made for, well, the name's gonna be changing a little bit for the dark hazel. We're just gonna put exotic into the name, but that's it. It's just gonna be part of the exotic collection. So definitely going to be adding in that purple. I'm definitely going to be bringing in like a PS4 blue or PS5 blue to make a difference. It's PS blue. We already had the green, and then we got the unicorn coming out. So, you know, we got a few things we're going to be doing.
Each of Breeze Carpet
Everything else is done. The only thing that has to be done is the unicorn. That's it. Everything else is finished.
Open window freshness, even with all the windows up. Enjoy fresh anytime with the breeze.
Okay, we have to do just one other thing with the projector swap out. Real quick. We're going to swap out for the 1000 lumen Sony projector. Reason why that's being done is because anytime we alter a color, I don't want people thinking that because the projector I'm using in the demonstration is 4300 lumens, that the lumen count, the high lumen count on the projector is the reason why the screen is producing such color, contrast levels, white levels, all that stuff like that, due to the fact that I'm using the projector 4300 lumens. So we swap it out for 1000. So it goes from the 43 WXGA, so WXGA? Yes, WXGA. WXGA 1920 by 1200. And it drops down to a 1000 lumen 600 by 800 SVGA at 720p. So we're just going to do our swap out here. Let me pause this for a minute. Oh, we got nothing playing. I'm going to pause anything, and I got to stop grabbing the wrong remote control.
Wash dish spray. Spray, wipe, rinse. Done power wash.
All right, let me go grab. Let me see. So we'll do this one, and then we'll pause it here, and then we'll do our swap out. This is what you should be seeing when you're watching demonstrations. As I said before, that they should be doing the projector swap outs. I mean, I really can't swap. I got a 720p. Only projectors right here. That's a 720p ultra short though in the next room. You're not swapping that out for anything lower. It's 720p. That right there, on the other hand, is a 4300 lumen 1920 by 1200 WXGA Chrissy projector. That's a whole different world right there compared to this projector right here. Now, if you're using a high-end projector or something that's 1080p or 4K, yeah, you should do a swap out. You should swap your projector out for a very low-end projector and basically be able to see where nothing's going to really suffer on the screen, as in your white levels, contrast, colors, and all that stuff. Shouldn't suffer, which means we still have to take those sample sheets and put them against the screen again and do the demonstrations with the colors. That's what should be done. But like I said, they won't do that. Because what's going to happen is they run the risk of the screen not working too well. The colors might not pull up properly. Too many risks involved in the screen being outed, so they won't do that demonstration. So we're just going to fire this up right now. And we're going to back it up and go from the 43 to 1000. Because, you know, at one point, when I had my Sony VPL FA30s in here, And I was using those projectors, people were complaining to me, oh, well, these projectors are 43 and they're powerful, and that's the reason why they're pulling up the images so well. I own over 40 projectors, and my projectors I own are old projectors. So I got projectors way below 43. So I could do projector swap outs all the time. Now, when I started doing projector swap outs, I started dropping my systems down to 1,000 lumens from 43 to 1,000, and I'm still pulling off a beautiful image. No more complaints. But yet, here's the funny thing about it. These are the complaints that those try to slam me with, but they don't do the same demonstrations. I don't get that part. You want to challenge me constantly all the time, but you don't do any of my challenges. Nothing. That tells a lot about you at the end of the day. So here we are, back in here, swap out to 1,000 lumens. Doesn't try to depend on a high power piece of equipment to make my screen look incredible. I got a projector coming in, it's like $9,000. It's a monster. It's literally a monster. It's a big boy projector, 6,500 lumens. It's a powerful piece of equipment. I need that for outside work. I'm not pulling that thing off inside the house. It's too powerful for a projector. And how in the world would I be able to relate to my customer saying, hey, look, it's a projector I got. It's like 6,500 lumens and it's $9,000. Yeah, a lot of people are going to be able to relate to that thing, are they? Yeah. That's why I use these projectors in here that everybody can relate to. And I can put the link so we can buy the same projector. Anybody can buy it. All right, let's get going. There you go. Let me start the screen. Sorry, I had it in pause. Let's go back. This projector has no sound, okay? So you know that. So I don't need a high power projector to make my screen look beautiful. All I need is the proper way to develop good technology when it comes to a screen. My knowledge from God. For the environment, this is how far my projector sits back from the screen. We do the test on these screens in one day. We're constantly swapping out projectors from short throw, ultra short throw, low lumens. We just constantly swapping out. They should literally allow you to see the behind the scenes when they do demonstrations for projection screen demonstrations. You can see the preparation that they go through. The lighting, all that's prepped. The projector, all that's calibrated and set up to make the screen. They have a selection of certain videos they will pick out that will make the screen look good. Oh man, it's a whole rehearsal thing. They rehearse their lines and what they're going to say and how they're going to say it. And then with the hobbyist, same thing. They'll get the most expensive projector to show that how the screen, most people are not going to relate to that. Dark environments, high power projectors. Well, that's what it comes down to, people. So I don't need 4,300 lumens. If I don't need it, I don't need it. That's why I don't have no need to go out and spend the money for any form of expensive projectors. The only thing I need is that one piece of equipment, and that's only being used for work. When I'm done with it, it'll go back in this case, and it will go back down in the basement. I'm not going to have it set over here as a main projector. I'm not going to have it set over here. And it's ultra short throw too at that. An ultra short throw 6,500 lumen projector. So I wouldn't have to worry about walking in front of it and getting hit with that. It sits right up on top of the screen. There we are. Showing my projector's on right there. I'm gonna start. Usually I never do, but I'm gonna start when I go into some of these companies, I'm gonna start looking up their projectors. I'm curious, what are they paying for these things? Okay, let's bail out of this one, and let's go over here, and let's grab this one over here. Let the white levels come out. And somebody asked me if it was possible if I calibrated the projector behind me. You know, this projector was manufactured in 1999. Like, they weren't even designed for entertainment use. They were used for office projectors. That's what they were designed for. They were designed to produce a screen size of 50 to 60 inches. They were designed for boardrooms, for spreadsheets, and office work, and all that good stuff. That's what they were designed for. They were never designed for home theater use. This projector doesn't have a 16:9. It only has a 4.3. That's it. That's how old it is. And this is what I mean by this is why you should be seeing swap outs. Because like I said, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and I said, there's no way in the world someone's going to relate to an expensive projector, and you're not going to get the same picture quality. You're not. You need to see the minimum of what you're going to get from a projector. That's what you should be seeing, the minimum. So when I show up the 43s, I like to go back to the 1000 lumens, which is a very old projector, to show you, look, if I use this old projector, this is a minimum quality I'm going to be to get off of my screen. If they're showing you a projector that's 3000, 4000, 5000, you're not seeing the minimum at all. So there's no way in the world that that image you're seeing displayed on that screen in that environment, it's going to look the same way on your projector when you get that product home, because you don't have that projector. That projector has special perks in it to make the screen look that amazing. And if the screen is not doing majority of the work, then the projector will. Which means if you're looking at, again, a projector that has maybe 10,000 lumens, even at 43, right, I have over here. This is why I got to go back and say, hey, look, this is a minimum of what you're going to be to see off the screen. I pull back to a projector of 1,000 lumens. To show you how powerful the gain is, I'll take the projector and take it outside. That's why we do those demonstrations, to say, look, even outside at 13 feet, you're going to be to see an image. So if you can see an image outside at 13 feet, what do you think is going to happen when you come into the house at 20 feet? Yeah, so for my it's back. So use no shades around any of my lights at all. There's 200-watt lights in my ceiling light right here. That's how bright it is. And there's no shade, nothing to block it. Let's bring up the, let's see. There you go. I'm gonna let that run. And you can check out the white levels, showing that I don't have to use a 4300 lumen projector to produce higher white levels. And keep in mind, because it says 1,000 lumens, when it travels around 13 to 14 feet across a well-lit environment, it is no longer 1,000 lumens by the time it reaches the screen. The reason why people use such high projectors as 43 and so forth, because if you're back 30 feet, you have commercial lighting, maybe windows and all that stuff. You have to consider the fact that you may lose 5,000 lumens and so forth along the way before you actually make it to your screen. Actually, I'm sorry, less than that. You lose a couple of thousand lumens before you actually make it to the screen. So that's why they use such high-powered projectors, because they know by the time it makes it from A to B, independent of how much light in the environment, that they're going to have to sacrifice some lumens, and the screen's just going to have to be to pick up the whatever lumens left over, multiply that, regenerate that to a bright enough image to push it back at you, so you can see the colors. None of that washes out, all that affects, none of that affects the screen. Well, kind of harder to do when you do it 1,000, and even harder when you do it outside. Okie dokie. I actually use that for work. Okay, pause this real quick. Wrong one. The next step. Pause that real quick. Let's get ready to go feed my squirrels. So we swapped out from the 43 to the 1,000 projector. We're going to do a color pattern for this. We showed that 4,300 lumens is not needed to be able to produce the bright reds or blues and different colors, but we can get the same reaction if we had a projector of 1,000 lumens. So there's 3 certifies right there. Let's go in. So most people would think that, okay, because you're using the Christie projector, and with 43, that's the reason why your colors are kind of so bright. So we swapped out for the Sony 1,000 lumen projector to show you that no, just because the lumens count is very high, or it's a more advanced projector than this one, it's not going to change your color output. Start with white. I got the right remote control. Let's see. White screensaver. No, there's the wrong remote control. Let's try this one again. White screensaver. See if we give me a quick one. White screensaver. There we go. And there we are. Now the lumens have dropped from 43 to 1,000 lumens. Red screensaver. The color red. There you go. May make a difference. It's still gonna color blue. So lumens have nothing to do with it. There's a swap out from blue to purple. So no, because the lumen count is high, it has nothing to do with why the image is so bright and why the white light. No, it's color code that's embedded in the screen. Sky blue. Oh, fast extreme. Nah, that's gonna give me freaking headaches like there is no tomorrow. Please, no, that's not gonna work. That's gonna give me headaches. Ooh, all these are gonna give me freaking migraines. All right, let's see. What the freak? The color green screensaver. Oh, spiral extreme. Yeah, I can see myself having a headache. It's green. Let's see. Orange screensaver. Gray screensaver. Dark gray. Light gray. Let's see, what else we got? We got sky blue screensaver. The color of the sky. There we go. Sky blue. Starfield demonstration. This projector has no contrast. The other projector had a contrast of 3,000 to 1. This one doesn't have one at all. People may say, well, your screen's a little darker. My screen's green. It's literally green. That's the Darkstar 9, the Parallax Pure, and there is a semi-grade 5D leaning against the screen. So nope, the projector does not change because it's a high-end 4,300 lumen projector. The lumen count does not change the outcome of your color or none of that whatsoever. If the screen's going to read your color from your projector, it's going to read your color from your projector, regardless if it's 1,000 or regardless if it's 43. Sony 4K demonstrations. Throw a little fire in this mix. How about a little fire, Scarecrow? After the ad, whatever. So there we are. That point's been proven. Doesn't make a difference if you have 1,000 lumens. Doesn't make a difference if you have 4,300 lumens. Really doesn't make a difference, because at the end of the day, you're still going to be able to produce that, because again, the screen's designed to read color and contrast and white levels and all that good stuff. And so you have to cover all the bases. You have to cover all the bases, because like I said, you'll have people sit there and say, I say it myself all the time, people use high-powered projectors, are using them because of the fact that they make up for what the screen can't do. So if you can do a projector swap out, not a problem. And when you do a projector swap out, you should be doing it against other certified screens to see what is the difference when you pull those blues and greens. There's no point in doing the demonstration if you don't have those certified sample sheets in there, because you're just showing your screen only. You got to show how your screen compares to other screens and show what's the difference and how it's going to react. It's going to react better, or it's going to react worse, or it's going to be the same. You got to be the proof. You got to be the back that up. So I can do a projector swap out, no problem, live on camera. And this color didn't get a chance to be tested. You just watched that test being performed here right now. So you're the first one to see that test done. So at any given time, my screen might not have reacted correctly. It might not react correctly to these screens. These screens could have produced much better color and so forth. My screen could have been the one that failed, or basically did not live up to what it's supposed to do. So you know how hard it is to do a demonstration and live when you do this, because you're doing a demonstration for the first time for everyone to see. Anything could go wrong. Usually when people do these demonstrations, they pre-record them, so you can go and they can edit things and move things out. So let's take out my projector here. When people come and say, oh, you're using the 4300 lumen projector. I can do that. I can basically swap out all my projectors in here for high-end projectors, because I can do that, because I can go back and show you demonstrations of my technology working on much lower projectors than you're used to seeing. So I can do that. But I don't choose to. I like the fact of being able to save some serious money and being able to have a beautiful picture and knowing I didn't pay any money for that projector. Now for me, if I want to get me an expensive high-end projector, then I just go and get me a Chrissy. That's my projector of choice. If I want to go get a high-end projector, it'll be a Chrissy. That's what I like. The thing about Chrissy's is, I had a fellow come in here and he had a JVC, some kind of projector he had. And he said he paid $3,000 for it. My lens on my Chrissy upstairs is worth $3,000. My parts for my Chrissy are extremely expensive. The projector, as I showed you in demonstrations on eBay, the projector would cost you, if you get one for like $500, $600, and chances are your lens is not going to come with it. It's rare that you get one with a lens, because the owner will take out the lens and sell it. The lens is worth like $6,000, $7,000. They're expensive lenses, depending on what kind of lens you get. These projectors are designed to take multiple lenses. So if you got like an ultra short throw lens, you're talking about an easy $12,000, easily, depending on the model of the projector. So they go up. My filters, see this right here? On the side of this projector, you see that filter right there? That filter will cost me $100. If something happens to this, that's $100 filter to replace. The projector I'm in the process of purchasing, That filter will cost me $250 to replace. The lens, if I were to crack or damage this lens right here, that's a $3,000 lens right there. That's how much it would cost me to replace that lens. This ain't the one you got to take, turn, and click. I got to literally take apart the projector. These have ribbons in the lens. Ribbons right here. And the motor system, all that, there's ribbons back there. So I have to take apart this projector and then take apart other parts inside the projector just to get to the motherboard to thread the ribbons in to install this right here. This costs you a little piece of arm and leg. So I tell people, when you buy those projectors like that, especially when you get those Roadhouse projectors that come in those big cases, 7,000, 8,000, 10,000 lumen projectors, keep in mind, even though that the merchant may sell you the projector for maybe about a good maybe $500, $600, $700, or $800, if it doesn't come with the lens, that lens is literally going to cost you thousands of dollars to just replace. He knows it already. And the lamps aren't cheap. The lamps are nowhere near cheap. Lamps for this one would cost me around $260. If I'm lucky and I can find me a good merchant, I can get one maybe for like 80 to 90. If I'm lucky, if I can get one. If I can't, that means I have to pay the 260 or something like that just for the lamp. The projector I have coming in, the one I'm actually working on right now, getting right now, when I looked at the parts for that thing, it made me hesitate whether or not I want to get this thing or not, because if one of those lamps go out in this projector, that's a $1,500 lamp. Like I said, the parts can get crazy expensive. And I've seen barcode. I saw a barcode on eBay. Somebody wanted $250, like $250 for a barcode. That's cheap. And that's really, really, really cheap. That's beyond cheap. But the way they took the camera angles, I couldn't really see if it had a lens in it or not. So I had to take a picture of it. I actually copy and paste and take the picture and put it on my what do you call it, photo player, whatever, and zoom up on it, clean up the pixelations to realize that the lens wasn't there. Now, those particular projectors right there, that particular model I want, it's about $3,000-$4,000. That's no lens at all without the lens. Lens is optional. If I were to go and get the lens, then I was talking about a good maybe $8,000, $8,000. That's why the projector was going for $250, because what he did was he took out the lens and he sold it. That's what usually most of them will do, because they know they're not going to get $8,000 or they're not going to get $10,000 for that projector because it's old. But the lens, on the other hand, the parts for it are worth money, like the motherboard and all that stuff, like this right here. See this right here in the back? Chrissy projectors have this whole section. They have a section like this is all together, but they have a section like this that can be pulled out of the projector and connected back in. That particular section right in there would cost you around $300, $400 just to change out your peripherals in the back. If you damage this and you want to replace that, that's $350 just to replace that back there. God knows how much the motherboard would probably cost you. Motherboard might be like the transition on a car. Once that goes, you just might as well just give it up and just buy another one. But I had a fellow come in here, told me how he had to get a new JVC and this, that, and other. I said, well, he's paid $3,000 for it. I said, well, that lens right down, that projector will cost you $3,000. And that's not even a short throw, a mid throw, extended throw. No, that's just a regular, this is a mid throw, but it's not an extended throw or zoom, what do you call it, lens, or none of that. No. I mean, you start getting to the, now mind you, the 505 I have upstairs, I can swap that lens out. If I want, I can turn it to an ultra short throw, mid throw, or extended zoom, because I can change out my lenses if I want. But like I said, lenses cost a lot of money. And the parts cost a lot of money. So that's why I say, if you go in there and you find one of these high venue projectors, whether you be a business or a company, whatever, make sure, if you can, please try to get it with the lens. Because if not, it's going to cost you a lot of money. And you might not be to get the lens. It might not be in circulation anymore. You may have to have it shipped in from overseas. So, like I said, but the venue projector is the reason why I like them. Because the venue projector can do something that the everyday home entertainment projector can never, ever do. These things have firmware and all kinds of software and these things that can do stuff that you can't do in your everyday projectors. On top of that, they have killer amount of lumens that are insane. Some of them have something called I forgot the name of it. They have 2 lamps inside the projector. So it allows you to be to switch back and forth on your lumen count. You can actually change your lumen count on your lamps in your projector, which is freaking cool. I forgot the name. I got to think of the name of it. Most of them come with multiple picture capabilities. So the one I'm buying right now, I can split my screen up here and here, and I can put my Xbox here. I can put my PS4 here. I can put my computer here. You can split those up. Like the one I have upstairs allows me to change my screens back and forth. Some of them had blending software, which means you can actually, when you do blending a screen, you have multiple projectors. You have to have them all in sync. They all have to be linked together. You have to use warp software and blend together, to mend them together. Well, the Sony DPL FH36s have that software already built in. What you have to do is just put a projector here, a projector here, a projector here, and just one button, go into the menu, hit that, and they all link together. They mend perfectly. They go pop together. Yeah, they got software. They got firmware built in these bad boys. Allow you to do all kinds of cool stuff. They're commercial projectors. That's what they're designed for. Let you do my Sony DPL FH30s have twin mode. I can watch two screens at the same time. Yeah, can't do that on your everyday projectors. And when you get to the now these right here, these are venues, but they're big projectors. I guess for this, usually these are normal size projectors, but these are the venue projectors. These are the big monsters. Now I got one upstairs, Chrissy 505. It's way bigger than this one. The one I have coming in soon is probably about two of these stacked on top of each other. That's how big that thing is. But that thing has an ultra short throw lens on it. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Ooh, the price I'm getting it for is cheap. It is very, very, very cheap with an ultra short throw lens on it. So that thing has incredible abilities. I was reading through the manual of what that thing can do. Can't wait to get it here. Will I fire it up inside of the house? I don't know, man. That's 6,500 lumens, man, of ultra short throw. I mean, that thing is sitting probably less, say less than probably about a foot away from the screen at 6,500 lumens. Yeah, let's get some sunglasses for that thing. Oh my goodness. But I got it for the purpose of using outside. Because the screen size I can get out of that projector, which I need, it's around 500 inches. Actually, I can get more than 500. I can get 1,000 inches out of it, but I can get 500, and I need the 500 for the screen out back. And the distance throw I got to go, which I'm not going to care about, is 6,500 lumens. You know what I mean? And on top of that, I don't want to walk in front of 6,500 lumens. That's a lot of lumens to walk in front of and get hit in the face with. So having it being short throw means it'll sit on top of the screen. I don't have to worry about walking in front of it and being hit by it. Yeah, because like I said, if you haven't had the liberty of walking in front of a projector and getting hit with it, yeah, it's nothing you will ever forget. All right, so let me see which one of these remote controls we're going to activate. Now we're back on our Chrissy. Back on our Chrissy. Yeah, so blessing from God to be to get that bad boy.
So you want to make the best burger ever? Then make it. That means selling everything.
Oh, come on, that's right. Yeah. Oh, and I forgot the most important thing, people. The most important thing that I love about venue projectors is lens shift capability, which I'm doing right now. This is lens shift capability. That means I don't have to come in here and move my projector from side to side. This is all lens shift in here. So all I got to do is come over in here and just shift where I want my screen to go at. That's it. I don't have to move the projector from side to side. I can set my projector anywhere I want and just basically lens shift it in. One of the things I noticed, like on the Chrissy 505 I have upstairs, that thing has an insane lens shift capability. Now keep in mind, all lens shifts don't work the same, so I can just tell you that from the door. Some of the projectors that do have lens shift, there's a limit on how far you can go over from left to right. There's a limit on how far you can go from up to down. There's a limit. Now, these particular ones, they're actually, the lens shift is pretty good. You can go probably as far as maybe, say a little farther, like this far out or this far out. But it's enough for you to move it around to fit any screen size you want. As long as you're within that zone area, you can move it in there. The Chrissy 505, on the other hand, the one I got upstairs, if I want, I can shift that lens all the way up to the back of the ceiling and bring it all the way down to the floor and bring it all the way to the back of the floor. That's how powerful the lens shift is on there. I can move from side to side from here all the way to here. That lens shift is incredible because when I mounted my Chrissy upstairs, it's a pretty big projector. I just stuck it up on the wall, boom, right on the wall, just like that. Didn't even measure it to the screen, just stuck it to the wall because it had that option in it. And when the projector came on, the screen was on the ceiling. And all I had to do was just adjust it. Right in front. Done. That's what I like about the lens shift. None of that. You don't have to go through none of that nonsense of having your projector when you mount it to the ceiling and trying to figure out, okay, to the left or to the right, or the projector has to be aligned with the screen. No, your projector could be like 3 or 4 inches off. All you gotta do is just grab the dial and just move it in place. That's what I love about lens shifts. Once you start getting lens shift, you really can't go back to any projector. Any other projector is gonna drive you crazy. It'll literally drive you crazy. That's why when I got to work with the other projector, I was like, oh God, it has no lens shift on it. Yeah, but if you get that, you find a projector that says lens shift on it, yep. That means you are never, ever, ever going to have to worry about positioning your projector with your screen ever again. Never. Because one of the problems people have is when they mount it to the ceiling, you're going to have it in line with the screen so it fits in there perfectly. But say if you just are off by a couple of inches, you're going to have to move the screen over, you're going to move the projector over. All that's going to be measured to fit just right in there to fit. Lens shift? Crap. Just screw where you want to screw. Not screw where you want to screw, but just, just throw it up there. That's all. And so what, you're a couple inches off. Just move your lens, when you shift your screen in place. That's all you got to do. Let's say over here, right? I got my screen shifted out like this, right? So let's say if you had a regular traditional projector and you mounted this thing to the ceiling, then you're going to have to move your entire projector over like so, and try to come back over again this side and try to try to push it back over again. And you have to keep going through that painstaking. Make sure my thing is properly sitting up. There we go. Perfect. So if your projector is too high, well, you can't use lens shift. You're going to have to figure out a way how you're going to have to adjust it back and forth like here. And then you're going to have to use your keystone to pop it back in place. Because every time you move it up a little too high or too down, your screen's going to slant this way or this way. That means you're going to have to start hitting your keystone to pop it in place. Where on my hand, if I basically move mine this way, like so, there you go. That's it. That's the beautiful thing about lens shift. I love it. First time I got one, I was like, I can't go back to another projector. Can't do it. Can't do it. And I prefer using projectors that don't have lens shift. I don't want to be bothered with them. So there's a green projection screen. Now you can see the picture quality, even though, like I said, using the 1,000 lumen projector, you're not going to lose your color, and none of that's going to fade or wash out. This projector is just a more higher performance projector. It's just going to give you a much, a little more advanced, more better picture quality, because it's a much more advanced piece of equipment. Right, even with a much advanced piece of equipment, it's an older model. It's 2012. It costs you $230 for one of these. That's it. So even if you were to upgrade from that projector right there, which still gave off an amazing picture, you didn't lose any of the contrast, none of that. You didn't lose any of that. If you were to upgrade to this, which would still cost you $230, this is an old 1080p Chrissy projector. Like I said, you would end up with a picture like that. Instead of, if you had one of those projectors on one of the screens that can't read color, you would probably have to upgrade to a very expensive projector in order to reach that level. Let's see, we'll do one more, and after that, I'm going to get something to eat because I'm starving. And my ankle. Go. Just a little better. We'll do one more out for the green screen. What is the green screen flex on the 1080p outdated 2012 projector? Used at that. I love this, man. I love this. Oh, I gotta find something else in here. I'm just loving this green screen. Got the brain system down here for this. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Let's see. A little crooked. There we go. That's better. When I come back in later on today, we're gonna hook up the PS4 and do some gaming off a green screen. Then, let's see. Like I said, changes. So we have some changes coming to some of the screen paints. So blue is going to be removed, no longer 17. It's going to be converted back to a 15. That's going to be part of the exotics. We're going to, for the 17s, we're going to bring in the black slate and we're going to bring in the ultra bright. That's that high grade silver. Those two are going to be loaded onto the site pretty soon. The exotic collection, we're going to have with that, which is going to be the dark hazel. It's going to be changed with the name of exotic dark hazel, but that's part of the collection. The blue is going to be converted to a bit of a darker blue, kind of like a PS kind of color blue. That is going to have 15. That's going to be a rolling application now. And also too, we have the green, which is done, and next we're going to do the unicorn. That'll be finished off right there. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Everything's tidied up. So I gotta start working on the labels. I got a few labels I gotta be working on. This one actually, I get this one done because all the tests for this one are finished and they're done. They've been done already. The screen was an army green, was converted over to a more of a brighter, more vivid green to give it that kind of exotic feel. This one will be available. This one will be available Monday in the shopping carts. And then falling behind that one will be the purple. We have a purple coming out, which you already seen that one, that kind of plum purple. That's going to be coming out, which is funny because it's showing purple right now. And let's see, we have some other colors. I think I'm going to add 4 to the exotics. Now, the exotic screen paints are designed to produce amazing, brilliant colors. That's what they're designed to do. And fantastic contrast levels. They have incredible white levels. And with this screen being the color of Eagle screen, and I'm living in Philadelphia, you already know where that's going. I know a ton of freaking people have amazing Eagle setups. And the one thing they said, I wonder why is I would love to have a green screen that could, there you go. It's already there. I'm actually going to be customizing my own Eagle screen very soon. If you're curious to see what the white levels are, we'll pop on here just for a minute. Oh man, I'm gonna do me an amazing Eagle screen. I'm gonna have the green neons in the back, everything. It is going to be gorgeous. I'm gonna customize my own frame, building mine. No fixed frames, I'm building mine. Because I want the screen, I want my frame to be bone white, and then I'm actually gonna have like Eagle decal engraved into the frame in green. It's gonna be gorgeous. Eagles highlights. And before people start asking me, can we do custom colored screens for teams? I don't know about that yet. Those of you curious how the green screen is going to be to play football, well, here you go. Oh, I can't wait. I'm like, what are you doing? Tackle him, for God's sakes. Ah, I don't want to see that. All right. Well, now you know. So, yeah, I'm going to be hooking my screen up. So I'm going to start working on mine so I can start showing mine off. I'm actually going to do 2 of them. I'm going to do one inside and one outside. So there it is right there. There is the green. That's the new stuff. I'll make 2 gallons of this stuff for myself because I am going to be doing me a green Eagle screen for myself. I'm going to do one outside. I'm going to do one inside. I'm going to do my own custom built frame for my team. Now, like I said, being able to, the code does not work with all colors. So, like I said, I don't know. You know, if God gives me the ability to do so, then it will happen. But until then, right now, we have the colors we have selected now. And that would be a lot of freaking colors. That would overwhelm my website. All right, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. Thank you all for your time. I got to go with that. And God bless.